Yeah.
You have the microphone? Microphone? Microphone?
Oh, microphone. Oh boy. Oh boy. Hello?
Okay.
Hello?
Okay, turn
Okay.
it off. Watch it. Ready?
Yeah. Hello viewers. Welcome to our program on immigration and you. I am your immigration attorney Michael Fulwani, and once again we have with us attorney David Nachman. David, welcome.
Thank you so much, Michael. Always a pleasure to be here with you.
Thank you. And before we start the program today, we want to wish you, I am doing in Hindi, आप सब दर्शकों को माइकल फुलवानी और डेविड नाकमन के तरफ से शुभकामनाएं नए वर्ष की, और हम यही ऊपर वाले से रिक्वेस्ट करते हैं, प्रार्थना करते हैं, दुआ मांगते हैं कि आप सब लोगों के काम सफल हो जाएं इस नए वर्ष में.
So my Hindi's a little rusty, so I am going to wish all of our viewers a very prosperous, safe, happy, and healthy 2013. And of course, we want to thank you for being such loyal viewers and being with us here each week so we can give you updates about immigration law in the United States.
And hopefully they will get some good results come in the new year on the
course.
CIR, on some changes in the law, and all their pending problems with immigration will be solved, and many of you will get the green cards in 2013.
Exactly. May everyone get a green card in 2013. Who doesn't have one?
So what will you do? It's just 2 minutes time away. It's like a little comedy show if you want. Let us say that President Obama decides that David Nachman, NPZ Group, our law firm, gets 50 or let's say 100 green cards that you can give to anybody. What will you do?
I can give it to anybody.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a really
But
tough
some
one.
of them have to go to our viewers. That's what I meant.
Oh, I see. Well, they would all go to our viewers probably, but I
Very
don't
good.
know. I don't know how I would distribute that.
Okay.
I guess I would be in the same situation as the federal government is in right now.
So let's
trying
go
to
to-
figure out how to give out the diversity lottery visas.
Yeah, let's dream about that.
That's
Hopefully
right.
it will come true
That's
someday.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
Okay, let's start with the serious business. From time to time, we get some new important pieces of information from Immigration Service, Department of Labor, or the consulates, or otherwise. And this is one thing we'll try to do a few times in a year, give them these important pieces of information that may be ineffective or maybe just under consideration or maybe proposed, but something good to know. And one thing that has already happened is the increase in the visa fees, immigrant visas on the National Visa Center.
Well,
right?
they have actually announced, as you know, Michael, an increase in the fees for visas. Which
Immigrant
will be-
visas.
Immigrant visas, which is the National Visa Center fee. It's a fee that individuals now pay for the packages which are sent by the National Visa
This is
Center.
additional 165 in addition to
So
the normal.
it's now the fee is going to be $165 that will be paid online
Yeah.
when you get the package from the National Visa Center, in addition, of course, to the fees that are paid at the consulate. So
Correct.
these are National Visa Center fees. They will be effective on February 1st of 2013. So everyone should know that you are looking at
No,
potentially
see, actually,
paying
to
a higher
correct,
fee.
all the fees are collected by the National Visa Center here, but I'm saying I don't have the numbers for the present one, but add another $165 to it.
Correct.
And then remember, as David said, they'll be effective February 1st.
February 1st, that's
Yeah.
right. February 1st, 2013.
Yeah.
And what they're doing is, this is to centralize the payment process. Individuals will be paying online before they depart from the United States. So of course, individuals who are not departing the United States and will be here are going to be paying a different set of fees to the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Service for
Right.
their immigrant visas.
Okay, another news is something we have been trying, David, me, advocacy groups, for many, many years. We have been saying, listen, L1 person comes, intra-company transferee, and the wife comes in and she gets a L2 visa. And this few years ago, this also did not have a permission to work before.
That's right.
At some point in the past, they said, okay, what are the spouse doing? They had to be just housewife and cooking and not be able to work. And sometimes the money is not enough in these times. So they permitted L2 to work. And we always been saying, what about H4s? What's the difference? I mean, they are spouses too, and they need the money also to the children or their school and all that. And we just almost gave up a hope, and David is getting a good news. What's going to happen probably, David?
Well, we don't know whether this is for sure, but what happened was that there's an executive order review search that was done, and apparently they picked up on the fact that there is a proposal out there for H-4s to be able to work. Now, as Michael properly pointed out, L-2s were able, they were given the opportunity to work after many, many years, and also in the E-visa category, which is not used as much by Indians. As a matter of fact, it's not used by Indians because there's no
because there's no treaty between
the United States and India. Yeah. But E-2s from throughout the world, E-2 derivatives are allowed to work. Now, why is this all happening? The reason why is because other countries are letting people from the United States who are there on derivative visas to be able to work. So what it is it has to do with reciprocity. So the push is on, and this is being done by executive order. So the executive order search picked up the potential opportunity for H-4s to be able to work. And we'll keep you posted as we hear more information on this, because this is probably very big news.
Now, by the way, whenever any change can only take place by legislatively, it's harder because the whole Congress, the House and the Senate have to pass, President to sign. But as you might have seen in the last few months, the prosecutorial discretionary memorandums coming from Obama administration, and more they are looking at this as to what we can do administratively to provide relief. And it is the right thing to do. Listen, David, J2s are permitted to work. L2s are permitted to work. E-visa derivatives are permitted to work, right?
Right.
What's the problem with the H-4s? Well, why H-4s have been just put aside? I think it's only the right thing to do, and I'm glad that they are really seriously considering, and I hope this will happen. I hope.
I agree with you, Michael. I think that, and I think that one of the things, the qualifier for this rule, and it's very important to take a look at the qualifier. The qualifier is that H-4 spouses are allowed to work if they've begun the process of seeking lawful permanent residence through employment and have extended their authorized period of stay in the United States under Section 104C or 106A of AC 21.
You're talking about H-1.
So,
H-1
yes,
has
right, well,
in that position.
Right. That's, well, here's what it is that if the H-1 has extended and the H-4 then obviously rides on that H-1, gets the extension, then what they're doing is they want to give them the opportunity to work if they're waiting for the green card. So
because the long term, see, they are looking at this thing here, EB2, EB3, taking so many years.
That's right.
I mean, it was a short term, 6 months or 1 year, okay, all right, it will pass. But they are realizing that these numbers are moving very slowly, and the person may be waiting another 6, 7 years, 8 years in the line. So they let the poor wife or husband work who's in the...
Well, you know what, the government realizes, I think, its deficiencies, and what they're doing is they're seeking justice or doing the right thing while retrogression is happening. So obviously, while we hear all these things about the numbers possibly moving forward under the STEM Act or comprehensive immigration reform, I think what this is a clear view by the government or by the executive that there is something that's unjust that's happening, and the question is, how do we rectify it? And this might be one answer as to how to rectify it.
Interestingly, I tell you the real thing, J2s had the condition also that the money they are going to earn from that employment cannot be used for the principal applicant for a J1.
Correct.
So long time ago, the person says, why not? I said, no. She says, so supposing I want to buy a fur coat for me, the lady said, I said, that is fine. For any personal use you are using, that's okay, but not for your supporting your husband. Anyway.
I tell them to buy the fur coat for me. Right?
Anyway, so now let's go to another item, is about the CBP. You know, sometimes people come from India or other countries at the port of entry. The CBP officers want to interview them, ask them some questions, and the person cannot speak English.
Right.
And that
happens
all the time. And therefore, because he cannot speak English, or broken English as we say, the officers probably don't understand and make sometimes wrong decisions, right?
Correct.
So now there is a new policy Is it in effect or going to be effect, and what the policy is, David?
Well, there was actually a press release that came out just this week, which talked about the fact that CBP has this new guidance in place, which provides language assistance to law enforcement agencies. So if a federal, state, or local law enforcement organization requests CBP assistance, CBP is supposed to go out and utilize this translation system that's in place. I believe USCIS is using this translation system. I've actually used it at several interviews, and it's a highly effective system. It's also very flexible, and it allows, I personally think that it's a system that seems to work very well.
So possible the person coming from Gujarati, Punjabi, right? Or maybe Urdu or any of those languages, they're coming at the port of entry. Do you think they would be able to have translators or interpreters in almost every language?
Well, Michael, I think that this new policy speaks mostly to the issue of things that are happening sort of at the border, where there's where the law enforcement is involved and CBP is involved together. That's really what they're talking about. However, I believe that CBP currently uses this language.
But this probably expand more because
kiosk. Right, exactly.
Definitely.
And that's what this policy, basically what it is that the policy is supposed to, again, be in favor of justice, so individuals are not misinterpreted, there's no misinterpretation of the information, and that there's more, I guess, there's more clarity involved in the process.
Now, there's something also about H-1B, what you call the residents, the entrepreneurs,
Right.
Which is a very interesting idea. It's not in effect yet, but something
Well,
being
actually,
considered.
it is, Michael. The H-1B, there was, we were on a teleconference, a national teleconference this week regarding entrepreneurs and residents, and this is a very, very big initiative by the federal government, by the USCIS. Alexander Mayorkas is heading this up, and he's designated a team of professionals who are entrepreneurs in their own right, and what they're going to be doing is they're going to be working toward having cases be flagged, specifically flagged for entrepreneurialism, which means that, for example, if they're coming to the United States, developing jobs for U.S. workers, then those cases will be flagged and treated according to more liberal guidelines.
Okay, so let's say,
what kind of cases
let
are we
us say,
talking about?
let's say we're talking about the same.
Yeah.
Let us say that you are filing a petition for an H-1B.
Right.
H-1B is going to be let us say, a general manager of a company, right? And is going to be maybe in getting involved in activities that will be considered like an entrepreneur, or he's bringing the money, or he's creating the jobs also.
Right.
So that kind of thing will be helpful.
Of course.
In what way? I understand the plan, but how would your H-1B petition change, or the benefits that you are seeking under this program will change?
Well, here are the pressures and here's what we're dealing with right now. Unfortunately, as you're probably aware, there was a FOIA request that turned documents which seem to indicate that companies that have less than 25 employees, less than $10 million in sale, or $25 million in sales, and have been in existence for less than 10 years, are potentially fraudulent organizations. And that's very bad, because those probably constitute the vast majority of our clients. And that's a really bad thing. However, there is also an understanding now, according to the USCIS, that they understand that there are some organizations which are new organizations that have not been around long. They have taken on seed capital. They don't have as many employees, but they have the potential to generate a tremendous number of jobs for U.S. workers, and also to add or significantly contribute to the U.S. economy. So what they're recommending is that practitioners, if they feel that the cases are in fact those types of cases, to put a yellow sheet or a pink sheet on top of that case and submit it to the government and request that it be treated under the Entrepreneurs in Residence program. So what they're doing is they're saying, look, we recognize that this type of program exists, and we are willing to treat these cases, these H-1B cases, these green card cases, under the parameters of this new program. And so that's the way it's going to be handled.
And I hope that they keep on expanding and coming up with these new ideas more and more to be on the right path. Actually, that's what is needed. For many, many years, they've been just whatever the regulations, law says and the regulations say. They are not looking the practical point of view of how this going to affect the creation of the jobs or entrepreneurship
It's
and all
exactly
those.
right, Michael. It's what it is that up to now it's been a lack of practicality.
Lack of practicality.
Yeah.
Well, we are running out of time, and thank you very much, David. And we'll come with more and more information on these new ideas and what may likely happen, and even update them on whenever this H-4 employment regulations come into effect or the new H-1B policy comes into effect. And we thank all of you for watching the program. Please keep watching us every Saturday and Sunday. Goodbye.